Hey, Allison Verhalen here with AV Writing Services, and today I am talking to you about the January 2020 Core Update, right? It's another year, it's another decade, it's another Google Core Update. They happen every 3 months. Google is constantly updating its algorithm, trying to make it better and better and find those ways to put valuable content in front of people that is valuable and answers their questions and is really what people are looking for. So that means you have to know what Google is looking for and what Google considers valuable content so that you can get in front of your target audience. So a lot of people saw changes in their traffic, significant changes in their organic search traffic as soon as this started rolling out. I believe it was January 13th. It started rolling out, and it was a global update. So whether you live in Japan or Taiwan or Germany or wherever you're watching this from, it affected you at the same time it affected us. And it took about 2 weeks to roll out, so it should be done rolling out by now. So it was a big one, and a lot of people, like I said, they saw their changes in their organic traffic right away, and a lot of people saw their organic traffic go down after this new update, and they're still kind of trying to figure out their strategy. But what's interesting is that there were two industries that tended to see an uptick in their organic search traffic, and those two industries were the healthcare and the finance industries, and that's really interesting. And it's interesting because those two industries previously have had a really hard time organically showing up in searches. Google is very wary of directing people to content that could potentially damage their health or their finances if it's not the correct information. And Google should be wary of that, although that hasn't stopped them from putting ads on their front page related to health and finances. That's another topic for a whole other video, I think, and or blog post. So maybe we'll cover that later. Let me know in the comments if that is something you would be interested in. But anyway, now all of a sudden we've got health and finances, and they're showing up on the first page of Google organically. And their search traffic is actually going up, and they're getting more people to their website through Google. So how is this happening? Well, Google has been working really hard on what they call their EAT standards: expertise, authority, and trust. Now, those three things are kind of hard to quantify, especially trust. How do you know if people trust a website? And if you're trying to put a website in front of other people, how do you know if it's trustworthy if no one has found the website yet? It's kind of a catch-22. You need people coming to your website in order to gain Google's trust so that Google can put your website in front of other people. So how do we do that? So that's what we're going to talk about in our video today. So the key to it is backlinks. You want high-value sites linking back to your website. Now, there are always going to be spammers and low-quality sites out there that link back to your site. That is bad for your SEO. Google wants to know that other websites with high EAT scores are linking back to your website. So how can you make sure that only the high quality sites are linking back to your site? First of all, there's a tool to do this. There's SEMrush, I know, has a tool, and I believe Moz also has a tool where you can actually remove links from sites that you don't want showing up in your SEO. You don't want affiliated with your brand. Now, getting those high quality sites can be a little bit trickier, especially if you're new and you're just starting out. How do you earn the trust of other people in your industry so that you can earn Google's trust and eventually earn your audience's trust? Number one is content partnerships. You can form a partnership with someone, preferably not a direct competitor, but either someone in your industry, maybe someone in a related industry. For us, we do content, so for us, a good partner would be like a web designer, right? We could share tips on web design, and they could share tips on content marketing, and we can kind of cross-promote each other because we work really well together, but we're not competing with each other. But everyone who needs a website also needs content for their website, and vice versa. So that would be a great content partnership for us. So if you're a web designer and you're looking to partner with a content marketing agency, reach out to us. We would love to hear from you and get something started. Now, a content partnership is not the same as an affiliate program. Google is a little bit wary of affiliate programs. If they catch on and see that there's money being exchanged for those backlinks, that's getting into buying backlinks, which Google does not like. So I'm not saying you shouldn't rely on affiliate programs or you shouldn't have them. Just be careful because they can negatively affect your SEO if you're not careful about it. If you do decide to go with an affiliate program, just be transparent about it. Just let your audience know, hey, I get a kickback if you do decide to buy from this company. Just be as transparent about it as you can, because people will love that and they'll value it. And if you're not honest about it and it comes out that you've got this affiliate, it's going to come off as a little sketchy, and that will lower your trust value, not only to Google, but to your audience as well. And you never want that. So again, I'm not saying don't do affiliate partnerships, just be careful about it. And along with that is tit for tat. You don't have to have a direct partnership with someone, but if there's someone, like I said, in a related industry who puts out really awesome content that you love and you think would be valuable to your audience, share it. Include it in a link in your own site. Because like I said, linking back to your site as well as to other people's site within your content is great for your SEO. So link back to other high value sites, and that will ping them. That they'll get a little notification that someone linked to their site, and that's going to prompt them to check you out and see if you're a high value site and see if they want your backlink. And when they see that your content is awesome and you know what you're talking about and you're targeting a related audience to their target audience, they're going to be more likely to return the favor and more likely to link back to you. And maybe you can form a content partnership, or maybe you just do it on an informal basis. But that is a great way to increase your visibility in your own industry so that they are more likely to then organically include links to your website in their own content, which is great. All along with that is guest blog posts. That is a great way to improve your online visibility. First, you're getting your face and your brand in front of a whole different audience, which is great, and potentially linking them back to your website. Every guest blog post should link back to your own website, but be careful of the alt tags, because Google also recently is a little iffy of guest blog posts because everyone was using them to improve their online visibility, and it got to feel kind of like a content or kind of like an affiliate program. So Google is no longer a fan of links from guest blog posts, but there's a way around that, and you can reach out to us about the alt tag that you can use, the meta tag, to kind of work around that, and make sure that whoever you're blogging for, whoever you're creating these guest blog posts for, knows about that and they know how to get around it. They should know how to get around it. But it's great because, like I said, you get in front of another audience and they get free content for their website. It's a win-win for everyone. And again, you can do that kind of tit for tat where they maybe produce a guest blog post for your blog, and then they get in front of your audience and you have free content for your website that's valuable to your audience, but again, not a direct competitor. It's awesome. So go ahead and do that. We have a whole bunch of tips on our blog at avwritingservices.com/blog. Check it out. I'm not going to go over it in this video, but we have a whole bunch of tips on how to get that that coveted guest blog post spot. Because if it's someone who has a lot of people producing guest blog posts for them, it's going to be kind of hard to get their attention, but there are tricks around that. So go to our blog to find out what those tricks are. And what else have we got? We've got content partnerships, we've got the guest blog posts, we've got the tit for tat, and Check My Links is a great one. It's a browser extension. Again, I believe Moz creates it. You can install it on Chrome. I don't know if it works on other browsers, but I know it works on Chrome. And just click on it when you're on a website and it will show you all the broken links on that page. If they have a blog post and they were talking about something kind of related to what you talked about in your recent blog post, but they have a link on there that's broken, you can reach out to them and say, hey, I noticed you have this broken link. I happen to have content that is very similar to that and is related to that. And you might want to link to my blog post instead. And that's a great way to get organic backlinks from a high quality site back to your own website. So finally, comments. Read other people's blog posts, comment on them, and provide value when you comment on them. Don't make it just like, yeah, thanks, these are great tips. Maybe I mean, don't be contentious, but maybe be like, oh, have you thought about such and such? Or, well, what about this? I tried this tactic and it worked really well for me. Or did this work well for you? Or this didn't work for me. Why do you think it is effective? Try to create a conversation and try to demonstrate your expertise in the comment. Try to demonstrate that you know what you're talking about, you've done this stuff, so that they understand that you're not just some random person saying, yeah, thanks, because there are lots of robots who do that, who generate comments on other people's websites that are like, yeah, this is great, thanks. But it's just a robot. So try to start a conversation, and you never know what could come in that conversation. You could get a referral partner or a content partnership, or you never know. The world is your oyster. Go out and find it. So those are our tips for how to dominate the latest January 2020 Google Core Update. If you have any other questions, we are at AV Writing Services. You can email us at info@avwritingservices. I am Allison Verhalen. Thanks for watching. Have a great week and happy marketing.